Basketball is a game of skill, heart, and determination, but some players take that to a whole new level. Imagine a kid with no legs crossing you up and draining threes, or a high schooler dominating the game with no hands or feet, a pro player with dwarfism breaking ankles, and a 7'5", 15-year-old girl dropping 62 points in a championship game. Yeah, these players are rewriting the rules of the game, and we're starting with a hooper who doesn't need arms to make an impact. The player with no arms who proved everyone wrong. When Jamarian Styles was born, he suffered a rare infection that caused him to lose most of his arms. Growing up, he dreamed of playing basketball, but even his own friends didn't believe in him.
They'll start picking teams, and I would be the only one left out. And then they'll just tell me, just go home and stuff. You can break someone's heart like that.
That kind of rejection could break anyone, but instead, it fueled him. By the time he was 12, Jamarian had learned to dribble, pass, and, most importantly, shoot. And on March 31, 2017, he got his first shot in a real game. Swish. Yeah, he made that look easy. But this next player? He's making D1 college ball look easy with only one hand. Hansel Emmanuel, the one-armed phenom taking over the game. At just 6 years old, Hansel Emmanuel lost his left arm in a freak accident, but he didn't let that stop him from chasing his hoop dreams. With the guidance of his father, who was a professional basketball player, Hansel trained like a beast, learning to dribble, shoot, and even throw down one-handed dunks. When his family moved to Florida, he got the chance to play high school ball. And that's when the world took notice. One-arm crossovers, deep-range jumpers, poster dunks. He was making defenders look foolish. The internet went wild, and Hansel became a sensation overnight, racking up 1.6 million Instagram followers. 3 years later, his hard work paid off. Hansel earned a Division I scholarship to play for Northwestern State University. And on December 10, 2022, history was made. He drove to the basket, laid it up, and scored his first college points.
To the front court, Emmanuel. He'll drive in, lays it up, and there's the first points of the career of Hansel Emmanuel.
But Hansel's not stopping there. His next goal, the NBA. And judging by his fearlessness on the court, he might just become the first ever one-armed player to make the league.
He don't want people to see him, oh, that guy that only had one hand. He want to play in the NBA. He don't have no fear on the court.
He can be the first player in the league playing with one arm. I believe in him, and I believe he can do that.
The 7-foot, 400-pound college beast, Connor Williams. If you think size limits a player's skill, then you've never seen Connor Williams, aka Big Coach. Standing at 7 feet tall and weighing in at 400 pounds, Connor plays for Street John Fisher University in New York. And despite his massive frame, this dude has skills. Smooth passes, bully ball in the paint, even knocking down three-pointers. In his very first game in 2021, he went viral, not just for his size, but for this wild sequence. Rolls his ankle mid-play, grimaces in pain but keeps moving.
And the big guy Williams hits the floor there.
He rolled his ankle.
Yeah, he's grimacing, you can tell. But he'll make the nice pass for the dunk and the foul to Cook.
Delivers a perfect dime for an N1 finish. Since then, his fame has only grown. He's gained 45,000 followers on Instagram. He's still dominating, and he even got his own trading card. The man is literally living large. But while Connor towers over the competition, this next team proves that height isn't everything. The greatest team in dwarf basketball history. In New York, there's a basketball team where the average player height is 4 feet tall, and they are absolute killers on the court. Meet the New York Towers, the most dominant team in dwarf basketball league history. Their roster is stacked. Justin Tompkins, a lightning-fast point guard. John Horton, a deadly sharpshooter. And their unstoppable 4'5" big man, Blaze Foster. Together, they won 3 straight championship titles, the Chicago Bulls of Little People basketball. But their biggest star? Manny Love. At just 4'5", Manny had Division II college offers and was making grown men look silly on the court. He was so good that he signed with the Harlem Globetrotters, making him the smallest professional basketball player ever.
I'm one of the best basketball players in the world. Apollo gonna try to.
But while many defied the odds, there's a terrifying new talent emerging in China. Zhang Ziyu, the 7'5", 15-year-old dominating basketball. Something crazy is happening in China. Meet Zhang Ziyu, a 7'5", 15-year-old girl who is bullying her competition. She's so tall that it looks like she's playing on a mini hoop. But it's not just her height. Her skills are terrifying. She's averaging 35 points per game, and in one unreal performance, she dropped 62 points in a championship game. Nobody can stop her. And if she keeps this up, she might just become the most dominant force in women's basketball history. Finals? Yeah, that girl is a cheat code. But hold up, who's this next player? See you. Nah, we're talking about a dude defying all odds. Darnell Rogers, the shortest player in Division I basketball history, and he's absolutely tearing up the league. Standing at just 5'2" and weighing 150 pounds, most would assume he'd struggle to compete. But Darnell? He flipped the script. Back in high school, he cracked the code, realizing that being low to the ground could actually be a weapon. His short stature allowed him to make passes defenders couldn't read. Finals. Back in high school, he cracked the code, realizing that being low to the ground could actually snatch sneaky steals and dribble so low that no one could strip the ball away. He turned his height into an advantage, dropping multiple 40-point games and leading his team to back-to-back championships. His dominance earned him a starting spot at UNBC.
You're averaging 9.3 points per game, but the thing that we just saw there is everybody came in. Little man, you're 5'2". So when you see opponents on the court for the first time, how do they react when they see you?
When they lacing up with us, I mean, they got to guard me just like I got to guard them. So it's going to be a tough matchup for them. I know it's tough when they got to guard somebody like me that's fast and quick. And, you know, I can do everything, so.
This man gets buckets. Look at him.
5'2".
Look at him.
A holder off the backboard.
He is averaging 14 tonight, friends.
He's a lefty, too. That's cool. Wow.
Maybe a little. Size doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this. You just look at it.
Where he led the team in scoring and made history as the shortest player in D1. Averaging 9.3 points per game, he proved that size isn't everything. Then there's Josiah, draining buzzer beaters with pure precision. And speaking of incredible athletes, let's talk about a man who changed the game of wheelchair basketball forever, Patrick Anderson. When Patrick was just 9 years old, tragedy struck.
When I was 9 years old, I was hit by a car, and I lost both my legs below the knees. And in losing my legs, I lost my independence, I lost sports, I lost hockey. It was a really hard time.
It was rock bottom, or so he thought. Because one day, he discovered wheelchair basketball, and from the moment he picked up the ball, he was hooked. He practiced relentlessly.
And I remember that day very vividly. I saw basketballs lying on the court and a little mini basketball hoop. And so I leaned over in my wheelchair and I picked up a basketball and I put it on my lap. And I wheeled over the basket and I took a shot. I grabbed the ball and I did a little loop and I went in and hit another shot. I mean, that was it. I was hooked.
Earning a scholarship to the University of Illinois, one of the top wheelchair basketball programs in the world. But Patrick had his sights set even higher, the Canadian national team. In 2000, they gave him the shot, and he made sure he never missed. Patrick dominated the game, averaging 21 points per game, more than Kobe, LeBron, or MJ in any Olympic run. He led Canada to gold medals in 2000, 2004, and 2012, cementing himself as the greatest wheelchair basketball player of all time. But if you think that's inspiring, wait till you hear about Landis Sims. Born without hands and feet, people told him sports were impossible. Landis didn't listen. He got prosthetic legs, learned to catch without hands, and practiced his shot tirelessly. Eventually, he made his high school basketball team. But when the NBA seemed out of reach, he made the ultimate pivot, switching to baseball. And guess what? He got so good that the San Diego Padres signed him to a one-day MLB contract.
I know you have a special relationship with Joe Musgrove. You said you're a pretty good pitcher. We could use a little help with pitching. So we'd love to sign you to a contract here with the Padres. This is the same uniform player contract that Joe Musgrove signed, that all the players signed. So you're officially going to be a Major League Padres player. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing.
Awesome. Sign right here.
To sign a contract with the Padres, it really just means everything to me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Padres.
Thank you. I think I'm, back to the league, out of retirement.
At the signing ceremony, they told him, practiced for years, earned a spot on his school team, and when he finally got the chance to play in a real game, he shocked the world. Kevin's journey led him to an NBA contract with the Philadelphia 76ers, proving that the only limits are the ones we refuse to break. The greatest game ever played. Some moments in sports transcend the game itself. One such moment came when a young athlete with Down syndrome took the court and delivered an unforgettable performance. Dropping 14 points, including 3 clutch three-pointers, and sealing the game with a buzzer beater, he proved that heart and determination can outshine any obstacle. The clip of his heroics went viral, touching millions. Among those inspired was the Philadelphia 76ers organization, who decided to offer him a 2-day contract. Without hesitation, Kevin embraced the opportunity, arriving at the stadium to find his very own custom jersey waiting in the locker room.
By side with his new teammates, powerful moment as the team huddled around him. But this right here, this is what it's all about. It's much bigger than basketball.
The team has really embraced him yesterday at practice, today at the game, and just moments ago, Kevin Grove coming out with the entire Ben Salem High School basketball team.
And he's probably a better sixer than Ben Simmons. Well, look.
That night, he stood proudly among his new teammates, embraced by the team in an emotional pregame huddle. This was bigger than basketball. It was a testament to perseverance, unity, and the boundless power of sports. Defying limits, Josiah Johnson's unstoppable spirit. But what if I told you that some players dominate the court without even having legs? Meet Josiah Johnson, an athlete who was born without legs and was constantly told he would never play basketball, let alone make a team. Initially, Joseph believed the doubters and settled for wheelchair basketball, where he quickly became a standout player. However, his ambitions were bigger. Determined to compete alongside able-bodied athletes, he trained relentlessly, honing his ball handling, shooting from the ground, and strengthening his upper body. By 8th grade, he tried out for his school's basketball team. Despite skepticism, Joseph didn't make the team out of sympathy.
Josiah knew making the team was a long shot. Fortunately, though, Josiah turned out to be pretty good at long shots. He made the team on his merits.
He'd earned his spot with pure talent. His agility on defense made him a nightmare for opponents, and his long-range shooting drew comparisons to Stephen Curry. In his very first game, with seconds left on the clock, he drained a deep three-pointer.
It was the end of the game, seconds remaining. Josiah shoots from 3. And again, his disability disappeared.
Proving once again that disabilities do not define abilities. JoJo Hayes, the three-point sniper without legs. JoJo isn't alone in rewriting the narrative. JoJo Hayes, another exceptional athlete, faced a life-changing challenge as a child. Diagnosed with meningitis at just 1 year old, he barely survived, but the infection cost him both of his legs. Instead of letting adversity hold him back, JoJo found solace in basketball. With unrelenting determination, he practiced tirelessly, dribbling around his living room and perfecting his shooting form. His dedication paid off in spectacular fashion. During halftime at a University of Illinois game, JoJo got his moment to shine in front of 10,000 fans. When he sank a three-pointer, the crowd erupted, and his clip quickly went viral.
I hit a 3 during halftime at a college basketball game. And it went viral. I saw it on YouTube.
Get it, JoJo!
He had the crowd roaring. I feel like Giannis or Steph Curry. Yes!
JoJo had done more with no legs than many have accomplished with 2. These athletes have redefined what's possible. Their stories aren't just about basketball. They're about resilience, determination, and breaking barriers. They prove that no challenge is too great when passion, perseverance, and an unbreakable spirit lead the way. If you believe in the power of never giving up, hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below on which story inspired you the most, and remember, keep pushing, keep believing, and most importantly, never let anything stop you from chasing your dreams.